Good morning, folks. Ron Ray here with Turning 65 Solutions. I am going to give you the 2026 Turning 65 Medicare program. This is what you should be doing if you're within 6 months of turning 65 in the year 2026. There's been quite a few changes. Your friends and your family members that turned 65 3, 4, 5 years ago or more, things are a little bit different for you, but not a lot. But there's some little things you need to know, and I'm going to give you the pathway to success here, and I'm going to try to do it in about 10 minutes or less. I don't want to waste your time with a lot of sales pitch or anything that's not necessary. So let's get into it right. Why this matters? Well, because you're turning 65, Medicare's going to be upon you, and you've got some decisions to make, whether you like it or not. And let's face it, folks, it's better than the alternative. It's always good to wake up the next day and have a birthday and move forward. And so why is it important? You need to understand the planning essentials, because timing is essential, and it can be complex. It doesn't have to be. We try to make it as simple as possible, but Medicare isn't complicated, but the timing can be. And this is where people make some of the most common mistakes in Medicare, is failing to plan on the proper timeline, because you have options. Some options are right for you. Some options are 100% wrong for you. And again, the timing matters. So we start about 6 months before. Now, you've heard what everybody tells you. You can sign up for Medicare 3 months before your birthday. Well, 3 months before your birthday, folks, you're dealing with a huge insurance company and 2 big government agencies, and you need to give them as much time as they need to get everything done. 3 months might get it done when it starts on your birthday, on the first day of your birthday month. Medicare starts on the first day of your birthday month, not on your birthday. So we need to get this started, at least get this planning process started at least 6 months before. So if you're seeing this video and you're 7 months out from your birthday, hey, you know what? You can take the next month off. But next month, when you hit 6 months before your birthday month of turning 65, you need to get started. Give us a call, because we're your local authorities. Then spend the next 3 months planning, gathering information, getting educated, going to your employer, finding out what their insurance is going to do, finding out what your options are on the private market, finding out the costs, the benefits, the pros and the cons. Put those side by side and compare, and then just pick the one that makes the most sense to you, so that when you hit that 3 month point, you are ready to go. You're ready to have those decisions made, get the paperwork done, so that on your birthday month, that first day of your birthday month, you are set and you don't have to worry about it anymore. If you miss it, you miss all these deadlines, not to worry. It's not the end of the world. You have until up to 3 months after your birthday month when you can still get some things done without penalties or limitations. That's the basic timeline. We want to get started as early as possible. Key decisions that you need to make: Part A and B. You're probably going to need Part A. Only people who would want to decline Part A are folks who would want to keep contributing to a health savings account. If you're currently contributing to a health savings account and you are going to keep doing that for at least the next 6 months, 6 months is an important number when it comes to health savings accounts, then you may want to decline Medicare Part A. But we got to go in and do the math, because the limit on HSA contributions is pretty low, and you're not saving that money. You're saving the income taxes on that money. And we've got to do a cost analysis and see whether it's better to get Part A and not contribute to an HSA, or decline Part A and go ahead and keep contributing. That's usually a fine line that we walk. Everybody is going to want to examine very carefully whether they're going to get Medicare Part B. Medicare Part B is the one you pay for. In this year, 2026, it's going to cost most people $202.90 a month. $202.90 for Medicare Part B. If your income's very high, you can pay more, and you can pay a lot more, double, triple the cost of everybody else on Medicare at 202. If your income's very low, you might qualify for Medicaid and won't pay anything because your state, in our case, the state of Texas, will pay that Part B premium for you. That's something else that you have to apply for that takes time for the government to process and make a determination if you qualify for it, hence the 6-month starting. We've got to make all these decisions, and we've got to make choices whether you're going to get Medicare Part A and B. Once you have Medicare Part A, now you have another decision to make, whether you're going to keep your employer's insurance coverage or you're going to drop that for a Medicare supplement, a Medigap like a Plan G or a Plan N, or whether you're going to go with Medicare Part C, the privatized replacement side of Medicare, also called Medicare Advantage. Those are the HMO, PPO type plans. That is the biggest decision that you're going to make because it's very different. Some people do just fine on one side and are going to hate the other side, and vice versa. Some people don't want to have this side, and some people want the other side. One side represents benefits and budget. The other side represents predictability and freedom. These are choices you need to have made by that 3-month point because we've got to have the time. And if you're going with a Medicare supplement rates are on the rise. The earlier you can lock in your rate, the better, because you will be locked in for a period of time of 12 months, 24 months, maybe even 36 months, depending on the carrier. If they suffer a rate increase, you will be protected for a period of time. The earlier you can lock in those rates, the better. Prescription drug planning. This is Medicare Part D. We've got to take a look at your prescription drugs, do an evaluation, and figure out what's the best prescription drug plan for you. Now, a lot of agents and agencies, it's very simple because they only have 2 choices because there's only 2 companies out there that pay commissions on prescription drug plans. We don't worry about that. Commission's not that big anyway, so we show them all to you as we always have done, even the ones we don't get paid for. And let's face it, folks, it's usually the ones that don't pay us that are going to be the ones that are the best for you for the upcoming year. So we're going to show you all of them, and we're going to make a recommendation that's in your best interest, not just what's in ours. Because when you win, we win. Got to evaluate that employer coverage. We got to choose wisely. We got to select the right Medicare plan based on your individual needs. So many people come to us at 65 with their employer coverage, and they ask the question, do I need to keep this? Or they make the statement, I'm going to keep this. But then when we compare side by side, what does your employer coverage cost? And what are the benefits versus what does private insurance cost and what are the benefits? A lot of people find, it's not always the case, but a lot of people find that they can actually get better insurance coverage for less money in premiums by dropping their employer plan and going with private insurance. Here's some common mistakes that we make. Waiting too long, not following the timeline, not getting started as early as possible. I said 6 months, but we have people coming in a year before because it's on their mind. It's something they fret about. It's something that is confusing, and everybody's telling them something different. Their brother-in-law says, get this Advantage plan because you get a free gym membership. Their sister says, get a Plan G because I don't pay for anything when I go to the doctor. The golf buddy says, go to my guy. He'll do whatever. And it's too much. It's too much information. The longer you can take to plan out, the better. And we've got some deadlines. Once you pass a certain deadline, if you haven't gotten all the right coverages in place, you could start accruing penalties. And those penalties aren't one-time penalties. They last for the rest of your life. And they can be big. The later you are, the bigger the penalty is, and it lasts for the rest of your life. Making misguided choices. This is the number one problem right now. These plans, especially Medicare Advantage plans, are very, very highly marketed to seniors through television ads, through telemarketing. The government says they're doing something to put the curb on the telemarketing calls, but we haven't noticed. Everybody's phone is blowing up, and so many people get lured in to changing their plan or picking the wrong plan by a telemarketer who is based in Florida or Pakistan, who doesn't know anything about your local market, our local market. They don't know the doctors. They don't know the dentists. They don't know the hospitals. They don't know the plans, which plan works in this zip code but doesn't work in that zip code. They don't know that. We do. That's why you need to get good local advice, whether it's from us or somebody in your local area. Go to somebody you can sit down in front of them and look them in the eye and shake their hand and do business the old-fashioned. Ignoring prescription drug coverage, this is another big one. You've got to have that prescription drug coverage. Even if you don't take any prescriptions, you've got to get a plan. Why? Because of that late enrollment penalty. You may not need to use it. Hopefully, you'll never need to use it, but you need to get it because at some point, as you get older, the odds of you needing to use that prescription drug coverage get greater and greater. And if you get 10 years down the road and now you need the coverage because you've got some expensive drug that came up, two problems you're going to have. One, you can't get it in the middle of the year. You have to wait for the annual enrollment period. And two, now you're going to pay 10 years worth of late enrollment penalties. That's going to be about $40 a month extra that you're going to pay in penalties for the rest of your life. So imagine you didn't pick it up at 65, you pick it up at 75. Now you've got another 10, 15, maybe 20 years of paying a $40 a month penalty because you didn't choose a plan when you first turned 65 and you didn't have coverage from an employer, even though you didn't take any prescriptions. Folks, there's plans out there that cost zero. They have zero premium for prescription drug plans. Being a zero premium plan doesn't make it bad. It just makes it the least expensive one for you, especially if you don't take any prescriptions. Don't assume that your employer coverage is going to be sufficient or that you're going to be able to stay on it. Some employers say, yes, you can stay on your employer plan when you turn 65, nothing changes. Some say, no, you're out, but we're going to give you some money in a form of a reimbursement to go get your own insurance. Some companies say, yes, you can stay on, but you're going to have to pick up Medicare Part B and do that. So it can go a bunch of different ways. You need to know before it happens because once it happens, it might be too late. So what can you do? Learn the basics. Follow our channel, give us a call, come to one of our seminars, watch one of our webinars. We will teach you all of the basics. Make a checklist. If you don't have a checklist, give us a call. We'll send you one. What should I do when I turn 65? What should I do 6 months before? What should I do 3 months before? What should I do the month of? What should I do 3 months after? What should I do 6 months after? What should I do the following year? We've got these checklists. If you're that kind of person, I am. I like checklists. I like to mark things off the list so I know that they're done. We've got those for you. Next, ask questions. Give us a call. We're here. We answer the phone. We don't have an answering service. We don't have a robot that answers the phone. We have live people here in our office that are here to answer your questions, and they're local to you. Why does that local, you keep hearing me say that word local help matters because we have the local knowledge. Do you know what plans Resolute Hospital take? Do you know what plans Christus Hospital doesn't take? Do you know what plans the doctor down the street doesn't take? Do you know that the doctor on the other side of the town doesn't take Medicare Advantage at all? If you sign up for one of those, you're going to not be able to go to your doctor that you've been going to for 30 years. By the way, they don't care. That's the business. That's the cost of doing business. You may be great friends because you've known each other for 20, 30 years, but they're not going to take your insurance anymore. You can pay them out of your pocket, but what's the point of that when you have insurance? We know those answers. Number two, face-to-face service. You can come into our office. You can look us in the eye. You can shake our hand. We're happy to do business over the phone too, but we're not telemarketers. We're not going to call and bug you about it. You're going to call us and we'll help you. But it's that good old-fashioned face-to-face personalized service. There are no cookie cutters in this office. Everybody gets a personalized plan because everybody has a different situation. Everybody's going to get a different recommendation. We're going to give you an annual review every year, or as often as you like. You give us a call. We'll sit down and see how things are going. We're going to review your prescription drug plan and check that certainly in the fall, during the fall election period, and review your Medicare supplement. If those rates go up over time, as they will, we'll try to find you a new one to keep those prices down. Your Medicare Advantage plan, they go in, they go out, one leaves town, another one comes in. We keep track of all the ones and know which ones are going to be the ones that are going to be the most advantageous for the year in the Medicare Advantage world. And next, we don't want you having to call an 800 number for an insurance company just to talk to somebody in some foreign country who doesn't care about you, who's just trying to hurry up and get you off the line to get to their next call to meet their quota for that day. That's what we're here for. We are your advocates. When you need help from an insurance company, we take care of that. We don't have an 800 number. We have a local number. You call that, and one of our support team members, one of our client care and client success team members is going to help you with that. If you need to call Social Security, we're going to be on the line with you because we know the right questions to ask. We know how to deal with Social Security. When you need to call Medicare, if you have a claims issue with Medicare declined your knee replacement, we know how to those questions answered and get those claims reviewed. That's our advocacy support. That's what we do for you. We are your customer service department. So if an insurance company, their customer service department is in India, you don't have to speak to somebody in India. We do that for you, and that's our job. We've got the secret 800 number, so we don't wait on hold anyway. That's what we do. So give us a call. We're your local team here in New Braunfels, Texas, serving the greater, New Braunfels, San Antonio, Austin, Hill Country area. If you're out of town and you want to talk to us on the phone, we're happy to talk on the phone. Again, we don't mind doing business on the phone, but we're not telemarketers. We're still local people. We can do a Zoom call so you can sit face to face or still at a distance. Or if it's just not convenient for you to come into the office, we understand that too. So take that action. If you're within 6 months of your 65th birthday, give us a call. The number is 830-217-6711. Send me an email personally, ron@t65s.com. If I can't help you right now, I'm going to forward you to Peyton or Kristen or one of our other local team members, and we'll get you taken care of. We'll get those questions answered for you and get you set up the best way possible. Folks, I think that I did this in, probably went a little bit over 10 minutes, but I think we got it pretty well covered in just a short period of time. I appreciate you hanging in there with me. Give us a call again. The number's 830-217-6711. Look us up on the web at www.t65s.com or send me an email at ron@t65s.com. Hope you have a great day. Hope to see you soon, folks.